우리에겐 있습니다.
아저씨 담배 핀다.
미안.
아이들을 보호하고 싶은 본능. 금연구역이지? 모두와의 약속을 지키려는 본능.
야, 안 돼.
소중한 사람을 아끼고 싶은 본능. 끊었으니까 괜찮을 거예요. 담배 때문에 가족이 아프지 않길 바라는 본능. 깨우세요. 우리 안에 금연 본능. 담배는 강하지만 우리는 더 강합니다. 보건복지부.
Hi everyone, I'm Youngju.
I'm Alexander. Thanks for tuning in to Frenzy Friends on this Friday, May 24th, 2019.
It's been a long week. Congratulations to all of you on making it Friday.
Yay, we've prepared a rewarding show for the next 2 hours.
Filled with all the latest crazy in Korea.
So let's get started without further ado.
We are fancy and trendy.
We are Frenzy Friends. Hi everyone, you're tuning to Frenzy Friends on TBS EFM 101.3 in Seoul, 98.7 in Gwangju, and 93.7 in Yeosu.
You can catch us from midnight to 2 a.m. 7 days a week.
On Frenzy Friends, we talk about everything and anything.
Yes, and we want to hear from you all. How are you doing today? Let us know via Instagram, FrenzyFriends1013.
You can also email us at frenzyfriends1013@gmail.com.
And we love communicating with you.
And on Instagram, we ask our listeners why and how they study Korean.
And we have a message from Sander Bicol says, Sander is the one who brought me into K-pop, and since then I have decided to study Korean. But I am having a hard time. I've been studying Korean for more than a year, but I forgot everything soon after. What is the advice you can give me on remembering Hangul easily?
Sorry for bringing you into this trouble. Just kidding. It's a good thing. Learn Korean. Yay. Oh, Hangul. Hangul is like,
hard.
Yeah, Hangul is difficult actually.
For you,
Well, practice makes perfect, I think. The best way, practice.
and speak out.
Right, every
Even though
language
you're bad.
is it. Right. And we have another message from KittyGirl140 saying that learning Korean is too difficult for me. Sad face. I tried to learn by myself through K-drama songs and also
Good
on
way.
YouTube. I only know a few words. Oh, the Hangul words are so confusing to me. Right, you know 기억? 기억 is like the...
기억.
I don't know how
The
you know.
alphabet.
Yeah, the alphabet, the first one.
Yes.
So it looks like a number 7.
Number 7.
You know, I wrote it wrong before. I make it like a, I don't know, opposite or upside down.
Really?
Yeah, I
Is
did
it
a lot
hard
of this
for
kind
you
of
too?
mistake. Yeah,
Right,
it was
it
bad.
makes
When I
long
first
time.
learned that. So
And also, I think
fighting.
K-drama is a good way to learn too.
Yeah, but not the periodic ones.
Periodic ones.
전하, 사유주시옵소서.
That
I'm
would
like,
make
what?
more confused.
Yeah, exactly.
You're right. Good idea. And we have a message from OneSket. I've been trying to learn Hangul for a few months now using books and apps, but I'm not making much progress. My attention span is so short. I guess I need to leave in Korea or marry a Korean. That's a good way. That's
Marry
the
a
fastest
Korean.
way.
And you can
Marry
also be a
Korean.
citizen here. But I think
That's
that's
the
a really,
fastest way.
because people say, you know, if you date a person from that country,
Right.
you learn the language faster.
Really fast.
Right, faster than just friends. So I kind of agree. But I think our listeners will certainly enjoy the influencer tonight, right? It's definitely
Yes.
perfect for this.
So after a song break, we'll be joined by tonight's special guest, who is a language expert. So
Yay.
please enjoy The Hardest Thing by 98 Degrees. Every Friday, we invite an influencer to join us here in the studio.
And today we have a very special guest. Joining us is a popular YouTuber, Son Yeon-woo, who teaches Korean in English to more than 690,000
Wow.
subscribers from all around the world.
Welcome to French Friends.
안녕하세요.
반갑습니다.
Hi. Is it time for me to say hi?
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
Hello, and since I teach Korean, 안녕하세요 as well.
안녕하세요.
So yeah, good to be here. Nice to meet you.
Wow, his
Thank you.
발음 is so good pronunciation.
It's like so clear,
You mean
right?
like Korean?
Yeah.
Korean and
no,
both
everything.
English,
It's so-
everything.
Yeah, crystal clear, everything.
Thank you for your compliment.
Wow.
I actually met you in the elevator, right?
Yeah, I know.
It was funny.
Yeah, you look
The
much
elevator.
better in person. So
Really?
actually, I was like, I wasn't sure was it him or not. I was like,
Then do you mean that
maybe
he
that's-
was bad on...
No,
kidding.
실물이 더 나요. It's like you're
right.
better in
Thank
person.
you. That's a very common compliment that doesn't mean much. But anyway, nice to
right.
meet you.
nice meeting you
So,
too.
can you tell us more about yourself for our listeners?
So I'm somebody who teaches languages. I help Korean people learn English through television shows, and I also help non-Koreans learn the Korean language, 한국어 or 한국말,
Right.
through the internet.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah, that's what I do. I just want to help people learn all these languages that they want to learn, and I hope through what I do, maybe somebody will be inspired to learn Spanish one day.
Wow.
And then, it doesn't matter what language it is. So I'm here to help people pick up a new language.
This is already a good beginning.
I want to learn it from him
I
too.
know. I need to learn also. So on the description on your YouTube channel, you describe yourself as a B-boy,
B-boy.
host and founder of Talk to Me in Korean. But
Okay.
first of all, you are a B-boy?
B-boy?
Yeah, so I did breakdancing for about 14 years.
14 years. That's
almost
pretty
every day.
long.
I would say I'm a retired b-boy now, but I can still show a few moves.
How
Can we see them
대박.
today?
Maybe not here. I don't want to break anything expensive.
Oh, it's okay. We have plenty of space. here.
Right.
But we'll get into your b-boy experience a little later.
Sure.
But first, you also have a separate channel titled Talk to Me in Korean with
Yeah.
viewers from 190 countries around the world. Can you tell us about it?
So Talk to Me in Korean, I launched the site and YouTube channel 10 years ago
10 years ago.
with the aim of helping people learn Korean mostly for free. So even now, 95% of all the learners are using our channel or our site for free.
Wow.
So cool.
That's so cool. You're like one of the pioneers to, use all this
Exactly.
internet teaching. That's so good.
So before we get into how you became a YouTuber ambassador of the Korean language to foreigners all around the world, let's discuss how you learn English all on your own right here in Korea.
In Korea.
I can believe. So you never went abroad to learn English?
I've never lived abroad. I've visited some other countries for trips, short trips, but I have never studied abroad.
That's
Wow.
interesting because I heard that, there are like funny episodes back in high school
Yeah.
involving a native
teacher.
teacher.
Yeah,
Can you
so-
tell us about it.
To make the story really, really short, I thought I had learned some English through my classes,
Yes.
but I apparently hadn't. So this new teacher, native speaker English teacher, our high school's first native speaker teacher, when she came to our school,
Yes.
she was looking around and I happened to be there. And then I wanted to say good afternoon, but I couldn't say good afternoon confidently. She said hello to me and then good afternoon, but I just mumbled 안녕하세요 to her and ran away. And then with that sense of shame, that night I started studying English, actually learning to speak it.
So
Not to just solve
That was a
questions.
good inspiration.
I know.
Yeah.
Eventually, right?
So that was 22, 23 years ago, and I still keep in touch with the teacher.
Really?
Yeah. So I still message her from time to time. She's
Really?
back in Canada.
Oh,
But she's the one that actually who made you to learn English, right?
She inspired me, yes.
Wow.
Imagine it. So if he didn't have a native teacher, if he had a just Korean teacher, he wouldn't feel that way.
Maybe.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? That's
So-
like 인연.
Yeah,
fate.
인연.
Oh. So I heard you study English for 7 to 8 hours a day for 2 years.
Wow.
When I was in high school, all the other school subjects were not very appealing to me. So, of course, I was still a decent student, but I wanted
Okay.
to do something fun with my time. So I would study secretly English in my math class and in my science class,
Really?
translating all my textbooks into English. So that helped me a lot, improve my vocabulary, the grammar, structures, and everything. So
So it sounds like you actually enjoy the time.
I did.
That's
And
amazing.
learning a new language actually changed my life a lot. So
Wow.
I'm just trying my best to help other
But
people
that's
do that.
really interesting, 7 to 8 hours self. I can't do that.
I mean, I was in school for how many hours? 12 12 hours, 13
Yes.
hours. So
In Korea.
yeah, yeah.
understand.
So
Because some other people, they feel a lot of stressful when they learn new language.
Exactly.
They're afraid to speak out.
Yeah. I
I think the
but
key is really interest. You really need
Interest.
to be
Also
interested in it,
passion.
right?
and curiosity.
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 That's a good word.
So actually, you went to the same university with me.
Yeah, so you're my 후배.
Yeah, 선배님 안녕하세요.
And I feel old.
No.
I have too many 후배s now.
Yeah, because you went to school in like year 2000, 1999.
Yes, I entered in 1999
Right.
in the previous
구구학번.
century.
The 20th century.
But don't
Yes.
worry, you look younger. You guys look like friends.
I must say he really looks young.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Right? I
Thank
don't know
you.
what you did behind.
What you did behind.
secret behind you
Yeah,
have.
we'll figure out.
Yeah.
Right.
But in the college, I mean, you studied French instead, French
Yeah.
literature.
So I was assigned to major in English because I got some awards like prizes in contests in high school.
Right, in high school.
But I didn't really want to continue only studying English. I wanted to broaden my horizons, and especially because there were more girls in the French department.
Oh,
I
that
was
was the main reason.
Bonjour.
I wouldn't say the main reason, but a pretty big reason. Yeah.
Well, pretty big reason. I like it. You're honest.
I know.
Good.
Actually, I'm very curious. How was the competition when you joined in high school?
So it was interesting. It was a small world of very motivated, the same group of high school students that met at this contest and then again at the other contest.
It's always the
contest.
same group.
It was
of
the same
people.
people, but it was very competitive. It was
Competitive.
fun. Yeah.
Oh, you
I'm
enjoyed
surprised.
it.
Because I have a very 흑역사, very bad
역사.
history before when I was
Yes.
middle school. I went to a speech contest thinking I could do well because of my sister, because she was like so good. She won the like nation like in China, Macau, number one. So I was like, okay, I could do it. I went on stage, speech contest, and then 1, 2, 3, go. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Ding. I really just spaced out and I couldn't talk and I didn't
Yeah.
say
Really?
anything. Yeah, until for the whole
Can't
1 minute.
believe.
And then exactly, people say you talk so much on radio now. You're so noisy, talkative. I can't
Yeah.
believe you like blank out on stage. I did that.
that
for 1
happens.
minute.
Everybody has those dark
I
moments.
know.
Dark moments.
Yeah,
That was, I
dark
was
history.
traumatized. That's why I'm like, I really admire you. Went to high school and joined a competition.
Thank you.
So we'll continue our talk with 현우 after a music break. Here is Deuce, 굴레를 벗어나. Joining us in the studio is popular YouTuber 선현우, who teaches Korean and English to many people from all around the world.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So we actually learned a lot from you from first video that comes up on your channel titled Draw My Life.
I watched that. That was so good.
It was so interesting.
Thank you.
So you literally drew small pictures so viewers can easily follow your life story. Can you tell us how you made this video? Did you really draw everything yourself?
I did. And
did?
this draw my life style of videos were very popular back in the day, I think 4 or 5 years ago. So I wanted to kind of join the crowd and make my own, but
Yes.
make it a little more interesting by, I don't know, drawing poorly.
No, you were
I like
fine.
Because
this.
everybody else's
Yeah.
videos were super professionally done. So, I did my best. I did
That was
draw
good.
everything, and
Wow.
it took me about 7 hours
7 hours?
to draw everything in detail, and I
Wow.
sped it up
Goodness.
to be maybe 10 minutes. Yeah.
Oh, in 10 minutes. I liked it because it was simple and it was really easy to understand.
I know.
You really helped me.
Very precise.
Yeah.
lot.
So I just wanted to save time from all these repeated introductions. Whenever I meet somebody new, send them the link.
Oh, that's
smart,
good
that's
idea.
smart, right? Like, don't ask me, just read, just watch this. Or, I
Right.
must say, your drawing was good, actually. It wasn't
Oh,
poor
thank
at
you.
all.
Thank you.
Yes. So in the video, you said you are a quiet boy, although your parents may disagree. So when and how did you become such an outgoing person?
So I'm still not an outgoing person.
Oh, you're not?
I like my quiet time. I like my me time.
I
So
agree, I
I'm
agree.
still very introverted, and but I think I become outgoing in my videos and
Yes.
for these radio shows or TV shows because I have this mission of helping people learn a new language. So yeah, I'm still very, very quiet.
I
Really?
agree.
You know, people have a different characters.
Right,
So you
right.
have outgoing Hyunwoo
Yeah.
and you have quiet Hyunwoo.
Yeah, so I have multi-personalities.
No, I don't mean that, but
That's
yes.
really
Yeah.
good. I mean, I could relate to it because even myself, when I'm home, sometimes I'm very quiet. People are like,
Yeah.
wow, you're
Yeah.
so different.
I think even a very outgoing person needs some time to recharge.
Right.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's your social self and how you really are at home just to relax, right?
Right.
And I like one thing you mentioned about skipping classes in university. 선배님, you were saying that university students right? That is, for skipping class. So now that you're an educated, do you still have the same thoughts about it?
Yeah, I still hold the same position about choosing, being able to choose whether to study or not. I actually failed in many classes in university. I got more Fs than you can imagine.
Wow.
More than I think 7 or 8.
Wow.
But I'm
believe.
proud of that record because
F for
I
fantastic. Yes.
I wasn't just taking a nap. Oh yeah, F for fantastic.
Oh, yes, right.
I wasn't just taking a nap in my room. I was doing something more important for me, like dance practices or meeting people or working on other projects. So if you have something more important, do it. You know,
Oh,
That's my
it
message.
reminds me of all these successful genius people like Steve Jobs.
Yes.
They all dropped out. They just skipped school and
Exactly.
didn't
what
go
an
to school.
honor to be compared with
I
those
know,
people.
I mean,
Also,
Yeah.
it's really hard to decide like priority or orders
진짜.
when
Yeah.
he was younger. For me, even I didn't know that, which is more important.
Yeah, actually, I must say nowadays school kids, they have like a lot of, we use a computer, we write our essays during
Yeah,
the
that's
class.
right.
We're multitasking. We're very advanced. Yeah.
And so your first trip abroad was to Tokyo, Japan,
Right.
on a business trip.
Yeah.
And you weren't scared of going overseas for the first time because you were comfortable with English. But I heard that it didn't go as planned. So
Yeah.
can you tell us about it?
So I was 26. I had just made my first passport to go abroad.
26.
At yes, age 26, and I was excited, because in my
Sure.
mind, Japan is a foreign country, and foreign country equals an opportunity to speak English. But then I went there. And I was lost.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask other people how to get back to my hotel.
Yes.
So I would say, "Excuse me," and everyone would just run away from me. So I thought back then I made up my mind. Okay, so the next time I come back to Japan, I will speak fluent Japanese. Like next time I come back here, I will do that, and I did. Actually, after
did?
about a year, I was conversational in Japanese.
Wow.
Just in
after a
1 year?
Well, yeah, I mean, I studied a lot.
It's just
during the-
genius.
You know what? After 1 year, all I know is hiragana, katakana. That's it. No more. The same thing. Konnichiwa.
For
Yeah.
me,
That's it.
for me, whenever I go to Japan, I use the translator.
I know.
I just gave up speaking English.
Right.
That's fun,
People
too.
won't really learn.
Or I just say, excuse me,
yeah, you point out,
Yeah.
right? Body
Yeah.
language.
Yeah, so
sumimasen. Yeah.
I did like the first time I went, and I didn't want to do that again. So yeah,
That's the
That's my
difference
story.
between him and us.
I know,
Alex.
right?
Wow.
For him, for us, we just depend on the translator machine.
Exactly.
For him, he make himself a translation machine. That is so 대단하다.
Ooh,
Very good.
right.
So I heard that aside from Japanese, you also learn other 6 languages. Wow.
6 languages?
Like Korean, English, Chinese, Japanese, French. What? And you didn't study abroad. How do you learn everything?
Right.
so every language has a story attached to it. So with Spanish, we were getting a ton of Spanish comments from people in Mexico or El Salvador or Cuba or Peru.
Yes.
And all these comments weren't translatable because they were using shortened words. So I wanted to really understand what they were saying.
I get it, right?
Yeah, we do that a lot with Korean too
Yeah.
and English as well. So I just wanted to help them learn better.
줄임말,
So
right?
yeah. So that's the reason. And Chinese, I went to China, I think, when I was 28 on a business trip.
Yes.
And then all the taxi drivers were driving me around on a big detour every time
To
I
get
got in.
more money, right?
So I just wanted to say, go straight ahead, 一直走, and then 在这里停车,
Wow.
let me,
谢谢.
let me off here, without telling them the destination. That was the first motivation.
Very smart of it. Driver was like, wow, I got a wrong person.
I know. 걸렸네. I got
걸렸네.
caught. Busted.
아깝다.
But your Chinese pronunciation is so good.
Thank you. It's a little
And-
bit rusty.
So,
No,
so tell
not
us
at all.
honestly, how many hours sleep do you even sleep each night?
Yeah.
I do sleep quite well.
Really?
After
No, you learn in your dreams also, right?
yeah,
No.
maybe.
Like in your dreams, you're like, oh, 这里
Right,
警戒, and all this thing, right? Practicing.
No. I'm a father, so I have two boys.
Two
And
boys.
after I put the boys to sleep, it's around 11 p.m. and
11
I'm
p.m.
exhausted.
Yes.
And I wake up around 6 a.m. So I get
Ooh.
7 hours of sleep. So,
Really?
yeah, it's
Can't
not bad.
believe.
Are you planning to teach your kids? Like make them learn the language?
Actually, they are growing up bilingually.
Very good.
Wow.
Very, very good. If I have kids, I'm going to make them trilingual.
That's good
I'm
too.
going to force them. I'm such a horrible father.
Right.
Yeah.
So we'll continue our conversation with Hyunwoo after we listen to TLC No Scrubs.
A scrub is a guy that thinks he's fly and is also known as a buster. Always talking.
That was The World Is Yours by Nas.
For those of you just tuning in, we're in Frenzy Friends. And for tonight's influencer, we're joined by popular YouTuber and B-boy Son Hyunwoo.
Thanks for staying with us.
Hi, Son Benny.
I'm
Hi,
still here.
선배님.
So, you really put yourself out there, to gain experience here and abroad and everywhere. I really admired you. And then you started blogging, making podcasts, and now you have your own YouTube channels. But I heard there was actually B-boy videos that led you into the realm of YouTube, right? How did that happen?
So back then, all the social media, so-called social media channels, they weren't called social media back then, but those websites only allowed photos or these
right.
attachments, 첨부 파일, right?
Oh,
So I wanted to, save my videos online because I kept losing my files in my hard drives.
True.
So I uploaded these really short videos because the attachment files couldn't be larger than maybe 3 megabytes. And then I found this website called YouTube.
YouTube? 10 years ago, right?
I think it was like 12 years ago, before it was acquired by Google.
Right. YouTube
And
started.
it allowed me to post videos for free, and those videos would live on forever. So I thought, okay, I will post videos of my breakdance videos. These are actually monitoring videos. I wanted to spin faster. I wanted to jump higher. But I had to film myself to
I saw that
see
in
the
your Draw
errors.
Your Life thing. You were spinning. I was like, is that you? Somebody was keep spinning like a helicopter.
Yes,
It was
that's
you.
me.
Helicopter.
I didn't post those videos to share the videos with anyone. But then suddenly, because of the characteristic of YouTube, people were subscribing to my channel. People were leaving comments. And that was something that I hadn't expected. Like, I was just storing the videos online in order to not lose them. But then I got suddenly subscribers.
Wow.
And they were leaving comments like, are you from Korea? Can you show us Korea?
Wow.
So that was 12
Look,
years
you're
ago.
the pioneer, really.
Yes,
so-
he is.
Yeah,
First move.
my earliest videos are me just getting on the bus 12 years ago. This really poor quality videos back then.
What did you take it with? Which camera?
It was a small handheld camera, and it was only 14 frames per second. So
Wow, very low.
clippy. Yeah,
Right.
So
But still, that's so interesting.
Right.
And I think not only you did b-boy, because nobody in our school now could spin like you, I must say.
well,
Yeah.
there are a couple.
It's quite
tried to see-
unfamiliar about B-boy for us, right?
Yeah, really. That's why.
So one of the B-boy related content I found on your channel was titled One Move Every Day for 1 week. It
Yeah.
looks scary to me. So can you share what that is to our listeners?
So I realized that I was getting, relatively older, and it would take me longer and longer to warm up. And in movies, if you look at all these superheroes, they can get out of their bed and do some really cool stuff without
Right.
warming up.
Exactly.
And I just wanted to see if I could do some one move every day without having to warm up too much. So I would just do a backflip every day and then film it, or I would do another kind of flip or spin every day for 1 week. And I think I made about 7 or 8 videos. With,
Oh,
those moves.
man.
Yeah.
You know, I'm very curious because you didn't really start dancing because before that you were just studying. You didn't really do sports, right? So how did that transition happen?
So after learning my first new language, first foreign language, which was English, I thought, okay, if I accomplished this difficult task of learning English, which seemed impossible at first,
Exactly.
why not acquire a new skill, which is similar to language learning? You know, dance moves are similar to language phrases, I think. You have to practice a lot. So it was
So you're
just...
pushing yourself to learn more difficult stuff. Almost impossible.
Yeah, I mean, it was fun. It was fun. And it's a
fun.
good thing to have if you want to show off.
right.
To your
impress
friends and-
girls,
yeah, girls.
also, right? I understand.
I wasn't going to
In
say
college.
it, but
Well,
you
yeah,
said
I
it.
get
He
it.
read your mind.
Yeah,
Boys
we're
are
guys.
connected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now my wife, of course.
So you also have like travel videos and videos of your family on your channel. So how do you decide what to share and what to keep private? You know, nowadays privacy is so important.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so none of my videos share where I live or all these private pieces of information. It's just public stuff.
Public stuff.
I don't mind people watching, and that's it.
Just keeping, just whatever you think it's public. Then
Yeah,
we'll be
as long
okay.
as people can't follow me to my house, I don't worry about it.
I will find you.
And another interesting category I found on your channel was bilingual talks. So how did this idea come about?
So bilingualism, I think, is one of the most underrated aspects of the world, I think. More than half of this entire world speaks 2 languages, at least.
Really?
Right.
Half
Yeah.
of the world.
It's so globalized.
So more than
already.
half. So I just wanted to inspire people to look beyond their world, maybe.
Yes.
And then just watch 2 people exchanging 2 languages,
Wow.
speaking in Korean and then all of a sudden in French and then all of a sudden in English. So it was just a fun
That's
little...
like me, you know, because I also grew up in in Macau, so I
Yeah.
mixed with Chinese. And even in Korea, people, sometimes I talk to myself like, hey, do you where's the kogi or the banchan?
Yeah.
I'm very hungry. Yeah, we mix it, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
And people always say this is like kyopo English.
So
Yes.
yeah, my message is that it's not wrong as long as you can stick to one language when it's necessary. It's fine.
I
Yeah.
see.
Fine.
So earlier you mentioned that, you know, your kids, you're also teaching them bilingual, right?
Yeah.
So since we have many listeners who have children also, can you give them advice about how to be a bilingual
Or good
parenting?
tips.
So bilingual parenting can have many methods and techniques, but I don't think all these techniques actually matter as much as the parent's attitude. So if you use all these fancy techniques at home and you're using English or Korean or Chinese to your kid, let's do this, let's wash your hands, and then all of a sudden you go outside and meet your neighbor in the elevator.
Yeah.
Suddenly the kid is like excited to speak English in public, but then you're like, shh, quiet. If you show that kind of attitude, the kid will never grow up bilingually.
Restricting them, right?
Yeah, so the kid will think,
Interesting.
speaking in public in that language is a bad thing. So they will pick up the attitude first more than the language itself. Just make it a natural part
Natural
of
part.
Encourage them
the
to
daily
speak out
life.
and talk, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
So that's
now-
what I'm doing. I've been only speaking English to my kids because they are living in Korea. So now my older boy, he understands everything in
How
English.
old is he?
He's 5.
Oh,
Fine.
that's a critical stage to
Yeah.
learn language. Very good.
So you don't speak Korean to them at the
I
house,
haven't spoken Korean to them yet.
The
Since
mom
their
does
birth.
that, right?
Yeah, everybody else. Like,
Right. So that's good.
So their Korean is
Interesting.
very, very good. Perfect. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Now that we
Wow.
get this advice from you, I could apply it. But where's my kids?
Yeah, me too.
no
They're
wife or
on
no
our
kids.
way. They're on way.
Anyway,
keep them
yeah,
and then
cross
use it in the
finger,
future. Yes.
Yay! We'll continue tonight's influencer with Hyunwoo after a music break. Here's The Roots, Rising Up featuring Chrisette, Michelle, and Whale.
Yesterday I saw a big girl crying. Yesterday I saw a big girl crying. I walked up and asked what's wrong.
She told me that the radio's been playing the same song all day long. So I told her I got something you've been waiting for. I got something you've been waiting for.
For those of just tuning in, we're Friendly Friends.
And for tonight's influencer, we're joined by our language expert and popular YouTuber, Son Yeonu.
Thanks for staying with
us.
us.
Hello.
Mm-hmm.
So you have many talents and interests and that are reviewed in various contents you've created for your channel. But I assume like most Korean learning foreigners will appreciate you as a Korean teacher, 선생님. So what was the motivation for you to start teaching Korean to foreigners?
Well, I just wanted to help other people have an opportunity to learn a new language. But I thought about it. What's the language that I know the best? And that's Korean, my mother tongue. So, and it's the only language I would say I know close to perfection. So that's why. And I looked online and nobody else was doing what I envisioned of doing. So yeah, I've been doing that for the past 10, 11 years.
Wow, that's long.
Yeah.
I'm proud of him.
Yeah,
really.
Thank
spreading
you.
Korean
Yes.
정신, also the Korean spirit.
So many Friendly Friends listeners live abroad and they are trying to learn Hangul and Korean language, but they're saying they're having a hard time. Can you share some concrete Korean studying tips for them?
Well, of course, I highly recommend that you visit our site. Talk to me in Korean, of course. But at the same time, you can't just rely on those 5 minutes of studying time every day, 10 minutes. Like the learning ideally should happen outside of your studying time. Like when you close that book, the words should linger in your mind. Like you want to express everything in
Practically,
Korean.
right?
So make it part of your daily life and make it
I
fun.
agree.
And since we have Instagram, social media channels, share it with everyone. So
With
the
everyone.
next time somebody meets you, instead of the meaningless, hey, how are you or how's it going? They can ask you, how's your Korean learning going?
Right.
And that'll push you further, I think. So just share your progress
Interesting.
with everyone every day.
Cool.
That's a good idea.
So before we let you go, I want to ask you a very curious question. Are you going to learn more language?
I actually started learning Greek 1 week ago. So it's a fun language, beautiful sounding language. So yeah.
So any advice for any person who wants to learn new language? You know?
I think what I said about Korean learning would apply to
Same thing.
any language in the
Practice.
world. Yeah, make it part of your life. Yeah.
Make it part of your life.
Not
Don't be
just-
afraid.
Yeah, not just a school subject.
Okay. Last but not the least, any advice for aspiring creators out there, YouTubers and anyone who want to create
Of
content?
course. Many people plan too much. Like they just
Too much planning.
they think for a year about their YouTube channel.
Yes.
I think they can. It's not too late if they start thinking.
Sounds like me.
Yeah. So it's never too late to start thinking about what to do with their YouTube channel after their first 100 videos.
Oh.
100 videos?
I on my personal channel I have 800 videos. On my company channel I have 1,000 videos. So
Man, I don't know how you do that.
yeah, so just make 100 videos and then think about it.
But that's not easy,
I
100.
know, right?
But if you plan to make 100, you can make it easy.
Really?
Yeah,
For
just-
me, I have only 10 videos.
know.
And actually, for me, it took 1 year to open the channel.
yeah.
Really?
So
Yeah, it's
just
not
start.
easy.
Just start.
Just start?
Today. Yeah.
At least
Just
you
open.
started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so inspiring. Anyway, thank you so much for joining us today, and we really learned so much
A
from you.
lot.
I
Thank you
enjoyed it.
so much.
Thank you.
So for our listeners, please stay tuned for our second hour of Frenzy Friends. This is Michael Learns to Rock. That's why you go away. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Baby, won't you tell me why there is sadness in your eyes? I don't want to say goodbye.
Welcome back, everyone. You're tuning to Frenzy Friends on TBS EFM 101.3 in Seoul, 98.7 in Gwangju, and 93.7 in Yeosu. I'm Alexander.
And I'm Youngju. We are here for you every night from midnight to 2 a.m.
We introduce all the latest K-trends on the show.
In the first hour, we had an interesting conversation with Hyunwoo.
Very interesting, right? And inspiring. Is there an influencer you'd like to invite to Frenzy Friends? Let us know. You can reach us via Instagram or email. Our Instagram is FrenzyFriends1013 and our email is FrenzyFriends1013@gmail.com.
And please send us your song request. You can request any song you like.
We also welcome your favorite acoustic songs.
And we'll play them during Sunday's Frenzy Festival.
As we wait for your messages and requests, we'll continue with today's Frenzy Friends with Hello Stranger after a song by 10 Tons, Born to Lose.
No, you can't fool me with your crocodile tears. I would rather drown and then before I let you in, I was just a part of your game. The pawn on the board, the dice in your hand, all you did.
Hello, stranger.
Can you hear me?
Where are you?
In New Delhi.
Namaste. We choose one city per week, and this week we've been connecting with listeners in New Delhi.
Today's the last day to feature the city.
And we'd like to introduce interesting things you could do in New Delhi. The first place is attend a session of Parliament. The Parliament House located in New Delhi is the home of the Indian Parliament. You can register online to witness a session and decision making from the visitors gallery. It's a must-visit spot if you're interested in being part of the history and politics of India.
Wow, that's cool. We should try. And number 2, take a toy train ride at National Rail Museum.
Toy train.
Spread over 10 acres of land is the National Rail Museum, which displays the true heritage of the Indian railways.
Wow.
The museum is literally a treasure trove of rare steam engines, rail artifacts, photos, and working models of trains. And the star attraction here is the toy train.
They have a toy train there. That's so interesting.
Interesting. So do you like trains?
Oh, I like subways.
Subways.
지하철.
지하철.
I haven't taken a real train actually. I
Been
don't
a
think I
while?
ever take, yeah.
In Korea, you never taken?
Like a train. Does KTX consider a train?
Yes, it is.
Because
The
I was
best
thinking
one.
about the choo-choo, those kind of like
Choo-choo.
old train, you know.
Yes.
So you mentioned earlier this week that you took a train before in India, right?
Yes.
So that was like the traditional train.
Traditional train, yes.
How does it feel
which
like?
took like 48 hours.
Was it
Wow.
bumpier than 지하철? I'm sure it
Jiacher,
is, right?
yeah. It's been a long time, but as I remember, it was pretty good. They had a
Yeah.
like bed and stuff.
I
But it was a
see.
long trip though with the
Oh.
train, 48 hours.
I'm sure you're gonna get sick, you know.
But I like actually train better than the bus sometimes because I get a less car sick than taking bus.
Right, buzzy, car sick sometimes, right?
So whenever you do like laptop or cell phone,
Your phone.
in the bus makes me car sick.
True,
But
true.
train is better.
Yeah, that's so true. So starting Monday, we'll be giving a shout out to a different city, so don't miss out.
We'll be back after a music break, so please enjoy Hey Soul Sister by Train.
Train by Keith and Tex.
Tell us where you're tuning in from. We'd like to give you a shout out during Hello Stranger. So please let us know by Instagram, friendsofriends1013, and our email, friendsofriends1013@gmail.com.
And now it's time for Dear Diary. For our Friends listeners, Youngja and I take turns during the week to share our diaries.
And it's Alex's turn today.
내 사랑은 새빨간 rose 지금은 아름답겠지만 날카로운 가시로 널 아프게 할걸 내 사랑은 새빨간 rose.
That was Rose by Ihai.
So, Youngju,
Yes.
have you ever received roses or flowers? I'm sure you did, right?
Yes, but been a long time ago.
Oh, was it from your former loved one?
How about you? Have you given flower to anyone? Yeah.
I did. I remember the first time I bought a flower was during long time ago when I was a young boy for Mother's Day.
Mother's
It
Day.
was so expensive back then. You know,
Really?
because when you're
How
young,
much was it?
like rose was like how much? Let me convert it. It's around like 5,000 won for one big rose. It was like a blue
Ooh.
color one.
Blue color
So
one.
너무 특이하니까 it's so special. So I wanted to buy it. But back then, you know, a young boy, 50 is like everything.
Yeah, it's
Like,
expensive.
yeah, so that's yeah. Afterwards, I don't think I remember for graduation. Only.
Graduation.
Yeah,
True.
I bought people. So do you like the feeling of getting roses from boys? I'm
Yes,
sure,
I
right?
do. Yes.
I don't know. Sometimes if girls give guys flower, it's also quite surprising for guys. Like, wow, you give me flower? That's
Yeah.
extraordinary. So I'm not hinting to you guys. You guys don't have to buy me any rose. But yeah.
I feels like you're pushing us to
No, I'm just
give you
kidding.
flower and you like flower.
No, I don't need one because I'm a flower myself. Oh, just kidding.
Okay,
Woo-hoo.
so I'll share my diary on Monday, but for now, let's take a song break. So please enjoy 고향의 봄 by 바버렛. Before we move on to tonight's quote, here is Piona by Lucia.
That was Every Rose Has Its Thorn by Poison.
And now it's time to share today's funny quote.
And of course, tonight's quote has to do with roses.
First, most famous rose-related quote. Roses are red and violets are blue. The best part of my life is you.
How
Woo.
cringy.
So sweet.
But we have a twist of the original quote, which is, roses are red. Pizza sauce is too. I ordered a large, and none of it is you. For
Alex,
you.
did you write down?
No, it's on me.
I thought it was from you.
Pizza. Oh, I want pizza.
Pizza.
Oh, man, I'm hungry with the cheese crust.
And the next one, another twist. Rose are red. I'm going to bed.
Very simple
Very
and good for
simple,
tonight.
good.
I
I don't mind if rose is red or not. I'm just going to bed.
I'm going to bed. Good night, everyone.
night.
So one last one. It's actually a very meaningful lyrics from Tupac's song, The Rose That Grew from Concrete. So we're going to read a small part of it. Did you hear about the rose that grew from a crack in the concrete? Proving nature's law is wrong. It learned to walk without having feet. Funny it seems, but by keeping its dreams, it learned to breathe fresh air. Long live the rose that grew from concrete when no one else ever cared. Oh, that is so deep. Have you ever heard this song?
No.
A lot of our listeners too. So let us listen to this song. This is
Cool.
Tupac, The Rose That Grew from Concrete.
You try to plant something in the concrete, you know what I mean? If it grow and the rose petal got all kind of scratches and marks, you're not gonna say, damn, look at all the scratches and marks on the rose that grew from the concrete. You're gonna be like, damn.
We'll be back with tonight's Bad Time song after Eminem, Lose Yourself. Instead of a bedtime story, every night before Frenzy Friends comes to an end, we whisper the lyrics of a poetic song in your ears for a bedtime song.
나에게 지워진 시간의 무게가 견디기 힘이 들도록 쌓여간다 해도 언젠가 그대가 날 아무 말 없이 안아주겠죠. 그댄 나를 아무 말 없이 안아주겠죠. 그 품 안에 아주 오래도록.
미칠 것 같아 기다림 내겐 아직
That was 이승열 with 기다림 meaning waiting.
He's singing about how difficult it is for him to wait for his loved one.
The song was featured in the 2003 Korean movie called ING, starring Im Soo-jung and Kim Leon.
The film wasn't a big hit, but it still had a following.
Today's artist, 이승열, is a renowned rocker in the Korean music scene.
He was also a host on TBS EFM on a show called In the Afternoon. So, are you good at waiting, Youngju?
Waiting?
기다림.
For the really good food restaurant.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
really
the
good
only
at
thing I can wait. The other things, I have no patience.
No
really.
patience. It's hard.
Yeah, really.
So if you go to like really good restaurant, do you prefer to wait like more than 1 hour?
I think it really depends. I don't really like to wait. Usually I would like, 딴 데 가자. Let's just go somewhere else. But the only place I did before was, I know that, I think it was like a few years back then. I remember, I think in Gwangwamun area, somewhere there was a very famous picnic place.
Which
족발.
one? 족발. Oh.
Yeah, so I lined up for 1 hour.
1 hour.
I can't believe I did that. You know, when I think about now, based on my personality, 성격 급하고, I don't like waiting. So I was quite impressed. What about you? Did you wait?
Oh, yes. I think like 2 hours.
Oh, wow.
I have. But now I don't think that I can do it.
I know, right?
There was a really famous restaurant in Yeonnam-dong.
See, our motivation
Yes.
is through food always.
Exactly. How about for a person? If you really like someone, would you able to wait?
This is going to get deep, you know? So
Yes.
we'll be back. Just kidding. I think the point is it takes me a really long time to open my heart. But once I open my heart,
Yes.
oh man, I could wait forever.
Forever?
For 1,000
Oh,
years. Oh, I'm so sweet. What about you?
Me, it's depending on person.
Okay.
I think.
Ooh, I know it. Only wait for people who are worth waiting for.
Exactly.
Please, people.
Yes.
Do not wait like the stupid ones. For example, I'm gonna wait for his girlfriend to leave him, then I'll come back to you. I'm like, no, those are stupid. Just find something better. You deserve something better, right?
But it happens, you know,
I know. Love is blind.
blind.
That's why we have so many Korean dramas and movies also, you know, based
Talking
on love.
about it. Yes.
Yeah. All right, so let's listen to more tracks. Here's Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, You and Me.
Take a look at what I've got. I can't promise you a lot.
That was Bob Dylan, Like a Rolling Stone.
It's time to close tonight, friends and friends. Thank you all for tuning in and be sure to join us tomorrow, same time at midnight.
That's right, we'll put on another trendy and fancy show here on Frenzy Friends.
We are leaving you with Christians by Tommy Emmanuel.
Good night, 여러분. 잘
잘
자요.
자요.